Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man and Megacity. Continuing on from the last episode, I'll now be going through the air processing farm. So used for recycling oxygen. The boss of this area is Gyro Man, although Dr. White thinks Gyro Man has already been defeated. We have the fan gimmick from Mega Man 6. Although it feels a bit stronger here. Those are some odd choices for the Yoku blocks. These are the Gyro blocks. Normally in Gyro Man's stage, if you stand on top of them for too long, they'll fall down. Oh goody, an enemy spam segment. Using the Ride Chaser, or rather the jet ski. This has a limited amount of health, so just rush forward to the left. Don't worry about taking damage. For a moment there, I thought I was stuck. The Hippo Compressor boss here isn't that difficult. I mean, just look at it. The only worry are all these missiles. But even then, it doesn't directly try aiming at us. Can you even skip the boss, as I didn't see a barrier on the top left? Perhaps. Count bombs. Rather slow count bombs at that. And they don't even have a ticking sound effect. Let's try it again. Once the bomb hits 0, it immediately explodes. There's no more 1 second of waiting. The other thing of note about these count bombs is that the explosion radius is higher compared to the original games. Remember how I said this game feels rough but unique? Yeah, emphasis on the rough. In several aspects it's very rough. This game has Mega Man 1 death spikes, so I can't damage boost through there. Even if this game didn't have Mega Man 1 death spikes, I'd most likely die over there as my invulnerability frames are rather short. So these enemies drop bombs instead of pippies. I see a boss there. Well, that was super easy. And here's the boss, Gyro Man. I'll give him a fair shake by only using the Mega Buster. He tries blowing me off this entire platform and throws Gyro Blades at me. For a moment there, I thought he just exited the entire arena. Thankfully, this game isn't that broken. Gyro Man, hello? Can you get down, please? Spoke too soon about this game being not that broken. Let's try again. I don't think this boss was designed with the player having double the health bar in mind. Then again, every time you die, you only start with 28 health, so maybe it was designed with that in mind. Because by this point in the game, you must have access to the lifting gyros, as well as the double health pool. At least I think you're supposed to have access to the double health pool. I'll have to double check. Floating platforms, that's what I was waiting for. Press S to use our tool. I never actually used the flash, by the way. I'll have to showcase that very soon. So they work about the same way as in Mega Man 3D. Let me backtrack a little bit and get that E-Tank, as now I can jump over those spikes. Easy. It was actually an L-Tank, so it was much more crucial anyways. Quick refill, and then back to the entrance of the air processing unit, as I now need to access the power regulation facility. I need my explosive-based weapon after all. Quick double check. Yes, the only way to access the upper mines, the point where you can actually fight Gutsman and get the lifting gyros, is by going through the vehicle storage area. And that means you must defeat the Hard Hat mini-boss, meaning that you must have 56 HP by this point. And at this point in the game, you're also expected to have 56 weapon energy. This area is blocked off for now. So the two bosses are Crashman and Elecman. I presume Elecman is to the left of this area, as I can't blow open the blocks, as I don't have an explosive weapon yet, nor do I have access to any stones I can drop on top of myself. With this, I only take 1 damage from all the electricity. I mean, this is a perfect place to use it. Oh. I want that L-Tank. Another reason why it was a great idea to go through the air processing unit first. Good thing I can spawn in the floating platforms inside of walls. I wonder if there's a limit on the number of L and E tanks you can have on your person at once. Hopefully not. Those spikes are surprisingly damaging. There is very likely something up over here. No, there was nothing. I really want to be at least 28 HP here. So I do need these junk blocks here. How did that enemy respawn? Must have got in from the other side. I still prefer this game's version of the needle cannon over Mega Man Maker's version. That one's underpowered. This one has a nice balanced power. It's not the best special weapon, but it's at least useful. Can't go down yet. Boss is to the left. Let's do it. Crashman with a lot more bombs, and the explosions are a lot more deadly too. And his pattern has been completely changed too. He throws a lot more bombs for one. You can destroy the bombs by shooting at them. Yeah, this did not go well at all. Does he have a weakness? No. No. Nope, no weakness. Guess I'm relying on the charge shot then. My best bet are to avoid all the explosions. Let's try this again. I'll probably have to use an L-tank, or farm some life energy. Sometimes I don't take that much damage for some reason. The fact that when he jumps is random makes this boss fight so much harder. At least it feels random. Alas, it's over. I didn't need to use an L-tank. I wasted 2 minutes though. Crash bombs. Exactly what I needed. Blow open blast doors and reinforced walls. I'm curious though, what's to the right then? Under me, that is. Another boss fight. This is one of the hidden bosses, I guess. But it's outside the map. It's Magnet Man. So he can deflect his shots back at me. So whenever that barrier is up, do not attack him. Just avoid most of his shots. Let's try this again. I took a deliberate death there, as I took too much damage initially. Two more cycles should do the trick. His shots only deal 1 point of damage to me, so it isn't major, and his shots cannot knock me back into the spikes. What do you get by defeating him? His shield. I can aim it by walking in a certain direction. I didn't mean to walk into the spikes there. However, it drains energy while in use. So it's probably going to be useful against bosses and enemies with a lot of projectiles. For instance, Napalm Man. Or perhaps even Gemini Man, assuming he deflects his lasers. I know I can activate the reactor now, but first I want to defeat Elecman. I can now open this door after all. That took a while to detonate. And I guess you're forced to go through the air processing unit before you can go through here, as a way to gate progress. A more natural way by using the level design itself, similar to blocking off progress until you get the lifting gyros by using the stones. I'm not sure if it collected that. Hopefully it did. Let's not repeat that mistake again. I meant to swap my suit, but I accidentally swapped my weapon instead. We have the garbage disposal units like before. Let me carry one just in case. I get the feeling I'll need one. As expected, I need to build a staircase. And not get blown up in the process. That should be high enough. Yikes, these jumps. If I lose air control too soon, I will die. I'll dead abuse over here to get back to 28 health. That's super handy in this game. If I'm too below 28 health, I'll dead abuse to get back to 28 health. But if I'm at or above 28 health, I won't do so. What? That's some odd behavior on the part of these blocks. Hang on a minute. By pressing X while the block is still in midair, after throwing it, it'll bounce again. That's what was happening. That's super handy against all these enemies though, because I can do stuff like that. I don't think that was an intended feature, but I'll sure use it. Got a minor error over there. Another error. I'm getting a bunch of errors. I'm breaking the game a lot. And yet I died. I expected that to happen. Now that I know a lot more about the glitchy behavior of these junk blocks, hopefully I can proceed onwards normally. I decided to jump cut past several odd failures. You don't really need to see them. Of all the areas of this game to be this glitchy, I expected the ice area to be worse, where there was a potential for me to get stuck in the terrain. But here, it's so much worse, especially with all the explicit error messages I'm getting. Basically, the sprite index not being found. I get the idea of this segment and I understand how it can be fun, but seriously, it really needs to be reworked with less errors. That's it, we're at the end. And our boss is Electman. I really hope he's not as glitchy as that segment was. I want to emphasize this game is very rough but unique. This is one of those areas. In comparison with Crashman, this boss fight is a cakewalk. This game's balancing of boss encounters is a bit off. The enemy encounter balancing seems a bit better in terms of difficulty, but boss battles, they don't feel that way. Even when you're intending to go through several boss fights in a certain order. I like Blast. Can't use it though because I'm out of weapon energy. Powerful attack, a lot of energy, but does a lot of damage. I completed the entire left sector of this city, so the next thing to do, according to Dr. Light, is get down to the reactor. But I'll be covering that in the next episode. Well then, thanks for watching, and have a nice day. Toodles!